There's a lot going on, and I'm having difficulty prioritizing what I want to talk about in my videos. But in this video, I want to talk about three real events that happened in the last week that I think tie all together to give us some direction as to where we should be investing our money. And it all keys around, of course, the number one, the coronavirus, and how it's affecting our economy. I think we need to recognize the effects of coronavirus is that every nation in the world that has any economic structure is trying to save their economic structure. They are willing to do whatever it takes because the consequences are just not acceptable. The consequences are, one, that the economy just shuts down and you and I start raising cows in our backyard and building a garden, and we go back to a agrarian society. That won't happen. The next option is we allow everything to collapse, and we reset the world, and the rich end up owning everything. I did a video, I believe it was on Friday, about leveraged loans, and I used the example of Cirque du Soleil. I hope that's right, Sandy. And what will happen to Cirque du Soleil? They will be bought by somebody. They are a good business. They are a business that would survive if it wasn't for the coronavirus. Who will buy them? If I had to guess, it will be Disney. And that kind of says that's option number two to raising cows and having a garden, is that all of our failing companies end up in the hands of those people who have a strong balance sheet today. And I'm assuming Disney's one of them. I know Apple's one of them. I know Google's one of them. I know Facebook's one of them. I know Berkshire Hathaway's one of them. If we allow everything to fail, everything will end up in the hands of a few large companies as they go to the fire sales and buy good assets at pennies on the dollar prices. That is a possibility. But our governments, and I want to say governments because this isn't just happening in the United States, are stepping in to say we can't let that happen. We have to keep the small guy alive, and I've done videos on the programs for the unemployment and the loans that they will give you to keep your business alive. I'll put links at the end of this if you haven't seen them that you can see. It's because you need to be knowledgeable of these things, because these are the things that are going to change the world you live in. The third option is the one that I think is going to prevail, and that is that we're going to financially throw the economics of the past out and say we'll print as much money as it takes to keep the system in as close of a replica of what it was in January into the future. And that's going to take money. Now, some things happened this past week you need to be aware of. President Trump came out and said that we're going to put together a second relief package to rebuild the infrastructure. Now, when I heard infrastructure, my first thought was highways, bridges, airports, and then it dawned on me, earlier this week on Monday, he signed a bill to protect the security of 5G. That's infrastructure. So my mind went to, who is he going to funnel money to build out our 5G? And I've got some ideas on that. The next thing that happened was Nancy Pelosi suggested that there be a third relief package to build out the hospitals, nursing homes, housing for the poor, all the democratic things. So we just spent or obligated 2.3 trillion. Trump said another 2 trillion for the infrastructure, and Nancy's saying another 2 trillion for the medical field and social programs. So that now we're up to over 6 trillion. My belief is it will end somewhere around 10 trillion. So you as an investor have to recognize that this virus is going to be with us in some form for probably the next 6 months. And that, when I say that, I don't mean that New York's hospitals are still reporting record deaths every day. I mean that these financial programs will be rolled out to keep people alive. As an example, we know we have to save the airlines. American Airlines is a fine example. There is no reason American Airlines should be operating right now. Their debt to equity ratio is out of sight. In fact, I'm doing this chart I've referenced where I'm comparing different industries and different companies of what their financial strength is. And American Airlines is one of them that I put in there as an example of a company that's on the ropes. And that's why I referred to that. If you want a copy of this, you need to go to bestofusinvestors.com. Give me your name and your email address, and Monday I'll be sending this out. If you've already done that, don't bother. You will get this Monday. So as investors, we need to identify those companies who are going to benefit from the $6 to $10 trillion that the U.S. government is going to make available to keep businesses afloat. Because again, the only other option is cows and gardens in the backyard, or everything is owned by the wealthy and the government. The government will come in. That's the other part of that equation. That and think about that. Who are the companies who will end up owning everything? Well, again, it's Apple, it's Facebook, it's Amazon, it's Google. Those are the 5 big ones. Berkshire Hathaway. Those are the 5 big ones that have come to my mind. We can't allow that to happen. We know that there are bankruptcies going on right now in Texas and North Dakota relative to the shale industry. Who's going to end up with those apparatus in somebody's field that's been producing shale, and it'll end up with Exxon, it'll end up with Chevron, and again, everything will end up with the companies who have a strong balance sheet. That's a given. The government can't save those people, but they can save certain segments of the industry. Okay, let's go back to focus on building out the 5G industry. There's a number of reasons this is important. Reason number 1, as I mentioned, is it will help stimulate the economy. And both Trump and Pelosi are behind this. So this will happen. We know that Trump signed an act to make this happen just within the last weeks. We know that the Fed is going to keep interest rates down. So again, spending money, this is the time to spend money on this kind of program if we're going to do it. So it will happen. Reason number 2 this will happen is a desire to have a faster internet service. We are behind China on 5G. We know what 5G can do because it is being done currently in China, and we haven't had a governmental program to help the companies that can build it out get it done efficiently and rapidly. So that's reason number 2 that this is going to happen. Part of that reason number 2 is also part of Nancy Pelosi's stimulus package number 3, and that is to improve the healthcare system. We just don't have enough data moving between hospitals and doctors and people, and it has come to our attention as a result of this coronavirus. So that is another reason that 5G has to be built out. Part of that reason, number two, also is that students are learning online. Students are being educated online, and businesses are being run online, which again is going to have far-reaching effects in the real estate business. But it also, in order to make this happen, we have to have a 5G network. Think of the internet as another utility. It's like electricity, it's like gas, it's like phone. It all comes into our house and we access it. Within the last month, the internet utility and cloud computing has increased its capacity to operate by 50%. Now ask yourself, if the water company got a 50% increase in demand, could they meet it? No. If the electric company got a 50% increase in demand, could they meet it? No. But the internet can. The problem is it needs to move faster, and that's 5G. And that's why the build out of 5G will happen, and it will happen rapidly. And reason number three this will happen is because we're behind China. And we are behind China because China just basically overlooked 4G and said there's something better. And so China spent the money starting about 5 years ago to build out their 5G, whereas we didn't. We did not have a government-backed effort. Up until this time, 5G has been a dream of corporate America. And governmental America said, we're not interested. Well, now governmental America is interested, and governmental America is willing to spend whatever it takes to get us up to speed. So again, my question as an investor is, who do I want to invest in as a part of what I know is coming? There are two segments of this 5G build-out that is coming. That is those who are going to build it and those who are going to monetize it. I have spoken extensively on the monetization of 5G, the conversion of your home into a smart home, the conversion of your bathroom into a smart bathroom, which then again interacts to building up the capabilities of the healthcare system by giving you a smart bathroom which will diagnose your health condition every morning, push it into the cloud, have it analyzed, and then have it sent back to you and to the medical system. Understand, we can never allow this to happen again. So rather than be in a position to react to the next virus, we have to be into the position of diagnosing the next virus and then bringing it down. Let's assume that there is a next virus and it happens in Paducah, Kentucky, much as it happened in Wuhan, China. In the future, if I have a smart bathroom in Paducah, Kentucky, and I'm feeding whatever the population of Paducah, Kentucky is, let's say it's 300,000. If I'm feeding the data from those 300,000 people in Paducah, Kentucky into the cloud, and all of a sudden we know there's a virus in Paducah, Kentucky, we can stop it. We can build a wall around Paducah, Kentucky, shut it down, take care of those people, and it ends. It doesn't happen like the coronavirus does. This is part of 5G. This is why Trump and Pelosi or Biden or whomever ends up in the next presidential office and the next Congress has to do this. So as an investor, you have to be thinking, okay, who are going to be the big players? Who are going to be the builders and who are going to be the monetizers? Again, in my chart that I'm going to send you on Monday, we're going to analyze who are the 5G potential builders. Who are the 5G potential monetizers, and how financially strong are they? So are they going to come through this, and are they going to survive? This is how you need to be thinking about investing. Again, in my last video, I said there's a big difference between investors and traders. Traders are just moving on the volatility of the market. I don't care to be involved in that. If you do, go for it. You've got a fantastic 60 days in front of you, because this is going to be volatile. Answer a question I'm asking, being asked. Is this going to go lower? Yes, it is going to go lower, because there are a lot of bankruptcies. There are a lot of leveraged loans. Watch that video on leveraged loans, and you become an expert on it. And if you get ahead of this, think about this back when in 07, when someone said credit default swap. What the hell is that? Well, those people who knew what it was made money from what happened in 07, 08. Those people who understand leveraged loans will make money on what's happening here in the future. Those people who understand what Trump and Pelosi said last week and how to interpret it, and understand what building the infrastructure is, and understands what building out medical facilities is, they're going to figure this out. Again, I'll send you the chart, bestofusinvestors.com. Let's stay in front of this. Subscribe to this channel. And if you have anybody who you think can benefit from this, share this channel with them. My goal is to get 1 million subscribers so that I can help 1 million people make good financial decisions, not just go and buy crap and then wonder why. Sometimes you make a lot of money, and then sometimes you lose a lot of money. Put some thought into what you're doing.